Testing, testing, 1, 2. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Okay. I'm working on an app. I don't know what the heck the title of the video is going to be, but I'm working on an app. And so far, I've already built the minimum viable product. The MVP, for anyone listening, is a technical term for basically the most basic version of the product, which in this case, currently the name is being workshopped, but it is called Last Checked In.
What the flip? What's the point of this app?
You're someone who meets a lot of people, let's just say that, because it's a way for you to get out of your comfort zone. And when you meet a lot of people, you don't just meet them and just never speak to them ever again, right? So you get their contact, you want to reach out to them, but you get overwhelmed because you're like, there's so many people, plus you may not necessarily want to have a really long conversation. So it's like, okay, how do I even start to build these relationships to a point where I can comfortably communicate to someone?
Hey, I'm not trying to talk for 50 minutes. I'm not trying to hear your whole life story. I just want to have this conversation, and then we're done.
The point of the app is basically to remind you to check in on certain people. So right now, I'm using Gemini to build this app.
Move this man!
And I'm sure people have their qualms about that. I'm constructing the prompts as carefully as I can and trying to articulate myself to the best degree to get exactly what I want. So that's what we're working on. So basically you can add a new person. You have your first name, how you met the person, their date of birth, key facts.
You might be thinking, David, how would I know the date of birth? Just ask.
Birth? Their date of birth. Just ask them, right? Because to me, if I had something like this, I would think more intentionally about how I introduce myself to people, because I'm trying to fill in these fields, which is their name, how you met that person, the date that you met them, their birthday, and then key facts about them. And you also have a notes section where you can put in notes about certain things that the person has said. So basically, the idea is that after every check-in, someone might say something and you may not be able to retain all the information that they say. So you can just take notes. Maybe I should make it so that, no, I don't want to just start slow. Basically we make it so that the notes, are things that you can put in about the person that just remind you of certain things that they said, so that for the next check-in, the next time you check in on them, you can say, hey, 3 days ago, you said you were going to do this. What's up with that? Right. And just,
No, I promise,
Lord have mercy. Take 2. So basically you can set the timer or set a date or a time that how frequently you want to check in on the person. Every 30 days, every 40 days, every 365 days, you can set that for each individual contact. So that is the idea of the app. And currently it's called Last Checked In. It's being workshopped. I like it. I like how it sounds. It's very, very in your face, Someone suggested, shout out Olivia, or Liv. She actually gave me the idea to think about a better name because I wasn't thinking that much. Anyways, so the name is a work in progress. Right now we've had about 15 milestones. This is week 1. And if I'm going to be real with you guys, I feel sort of directionless right now. I feel like I don't know exactly. I don't feel like it is just reality that I don't necessarily know where I'm going or where to go. I have a deep conviction of where I'm meant to go. Like, that's why I do stuff like this. I show up here on YouTube, Instagram, wherever it is. I might even pop in on LinkedIn and be like,
How I created my first
SaaS app. Is that? I don't know. I think that's what this can be summarized as. I don't know, but I think I had a quote once that was like, why settle for doing nothing just because you can do little? If you do nothing because what you can do is a little in your eyes, you're basically just messing up. You're messing up. So I'm just like, I'm going to do what I can, even if it's silly or it doesn't really contribute to anything directly. I'm just going to keep going. And genuinely, as always, just allow God to do what he does, and because ultimately I want God to be in control of my life.
Not like, hey, Lord, just control my body.
But more like, I want to be in his will, because I know what he has for me is better than what I have for myself. And it doesn't mean that I'll do it happily or I will do it without reluctance. It just simply means that ultimately, when I know that my Father knows better than I do and that ultimately his plans for me are better, I want that long term. In the moment, I'll be like,
no, Lord, I want a relationship. I want a girlfriend now.
Wait, what? Wait, we're talking about apps. So yeah, we're working on an app. This is week 1, and that's the update. I hope this is beneficial. I was gonna use it for myself. I'm not gonna lie. I was just gonna get it on my Android phone, and I have a Samsung that my friend praised. I love that guy, man. I almost cried yesterday. Anyways, wait, this is so chaotic. But yeah, actually, let me show you what I'm working with here, since I'm being real. Come on, get off. Right. So, this is the current state of my desk.
Oh! Ew!
It's a standing desk too, so productivity is it has been 10x'd right now, And personally, I think once you get a standing desk, like certain things just become mandatory.
Like you have to speak differently. Your productivity has to go up.
I've also been going to coffee shops a lot. Sometimes I get something, sometimes I don't get anything because I'm like, I don't have money to be just spending like that. But it helps me be productive, so I keep doing that. And yeah, guys, honestly, I feel like I have this weird burden that every video should have like some grandiose philosophical lesson. I don't really have a lesson. I do have a lesson. That's a lie. I have a lesson. I'm sorry. I have to do this. All right. Hello. This is the moment of truth. I'm about to test my app to see if it actually, works on the phone. First app release. Whoa. That's not working. Add contact. The add contact button isn't actually working. I'm gonna figure that out right now. Let's try and do some live debugging.
Two hours later.
This is cool. I think being able to use tools to get exactly what I want seems like my brain is like it's able to do that more effectively. I think people think it's just like, oh, copy and paste, but like you actually have to, because I have some sort of foundation for coding and understanding the technicalities of what I'm doing, I think it's easier for me to actually get what I want. So I think regardless of what tool you're using, there's still a base level of understanding needed. And I think that just applies to life in general, I guess. To try and make this apply to anyone who's watching and listening, is that whenever you're trying to accomplish something that seems like it's like in a specialized area, there's still a base level of fundamental understanding required, even if you have a tool that makes it significantly easier. So even in the fast paths, there's still some work that has to be done. Hold on. As I say that, I'm now gonna start copying and pasting a bunch of stuff.
He's wearing pink. He's wearing pink. It's salmon. It's pink. It's salmon. Yo,
Salmon.
I'm gonna lie to you guys. I haven't been alive on Instagram for quite a while, and life is going crazy. And
It's salmon.
I've been having the most.
Oh, they can't even hear me that well. Oh my days. All right, let's pretend that never happened. The lesson I'm learning, and this is not something that necessarily generally applies to everyone, but for myself, if I'm being vulnerable, is that I have to ask myself, how badly do I want the things that I claim to want? And what am I willing to do to get those things? Even if there are certain things that I might not want to do. I feel like I have been reluctant in doing certain things that I need to do simply because I have this mindset of how it should be. Like, oh, it's not fair that I have to do this. It's not fair that
I have to get LinkedIn Premium and reach out to 6 different people in one company and send 3 different cover letters.
it's like, okay, sure, it's not fair, but it's like, is that the reality of what you have to do? Obviously, that's an exaggeration, I think. I don't even know anymore. But like, ultimately, I want to do this. Not necessarily content creation, but whatever this is, it is speaking life into people. Not necessarily always like positive rainbow, sunflower vibes, but just being real and being able to share my insights and the mindset that I have, not only just so people can accept it, but so we can have a discussion and so that we can break it down and be like, hey, David, I actually don't agree with you. And then we have that discussion. I like it when people don't agree with me because then I actually get to challenge myself and challenge them. And yeah, that's sort of where I am right now. I don't feel directionless. I just feel like I'm not putting my best foot forward in certain areas. So it sort of brings me down in other areas as well. Because I'm always questioning if I'm doing the right thing or if I'm doing a certain amount of the right thing. And ultimately, if I believe that God is in control, my prudence or my level of prudence, I had a conversation with someone today, her name's Pearl, and she said that.
I don't want you guys thinking I'm just talking to girls every day. No, trust me. Most of my time is spent alone or with praise. It's just that in the past 3 days, I've just happened to run into the females. Oh, Lord have mercy. Why did I say that?
Anyways, point is that my prudence or my lack of that, is that powerful enough to get in the way of God's plan for my life? I don't think so. I know it's not. I believe that he has a plan for my life, and I want that to be accomplished. So therefore, he has accounted for my stupidness within his plans. Not that he wants me to be stupid. He knows I'm going to be stupid. Just like when we were younger, like I'm sure when we were crossing the road, our parents knew we would probably do something stupid, so they were always on watch. It wasn't their plan for us to fall or like make a stupid mistake, but within their plans, they were like, my child is probably going to do something silly. What am I going to do, or what do I have in place to help them avoid the consequences of that thing? Because it might be too drastic. And sometimes you put your hand on the stove, they might let you get burnt. So you learn, don't touch the stove.
Told him so many times, don't touch the stove, but he kept touching the stove. What a dummy. So I put his hand on.
I'm sorry, okay. I'm losing my mind. Doing this has given me a new challenge, and I'm going to keep going down that path. I want a job. I think I need a job because I need to pay my bills, but God can provide an opportunity in a different way that I don't understand. God works in mysterious ways, and not necessarily because we don't know how he works, because the Bible tells us how God works. Maybe not in detail, like, oh, this God does this, step 2, step 3, but more like, ultimately his plan for us are to prosper us and not of evil. So it's like an evil and prosper by his terms, not our terms, right? Because sometimes you can go through something really bad and then you ascribe that, oh, this is the devil. I don't know that. I'm not going to make that assumption. I'm like, listen, ultimately, if God's plan is going to prevail, whatever this is in his plans. He has a contingency, an infinite contingency. Anything that happens, oh, boom, let's go down this path. I'm like, wait, how did you?
I already knew. I've been new. I knew before you were born.
Sorry, I was unhinged a little bit. Anyways, I'm done. That's the update of week 1 of working on this code. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day or week, or I hope you learned something from this or were entertained by this. I don't know. This was good for me. I released a lot, and now I'm gonna go to the gym and release even more anger, more pump some iron, chew some steel. Well, I'm gonna go work out as always. Godspeed.